Hey everyone, so today we are going to learn how to schedule your pins with Tailwind. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled up one of the pins that I just created, so we would have a fresh pin to use for the demonstration. So I've already saved it to my board, Best of Blogging. As you can see, there's just been the one pin. And what we're going to do is go ahead and schedule it to Tailwind. So if you take a look to the upper left corner, you're going to see where it says schedule and the little Tailwind logo. You're going to go ahead and click on that. I'm just going to make it full screen here. So the pin will pop up in another window, and for myself, there's a couple of ways that I use Tailwind to schedule my pins. So the first is that I use it to schedule not only to my other relevant boards, but I also use it to schedule to my group boards and to my Tailwind tribes. So what I typically do is start with my boards, and you're going to see that I have broken mine down into specific groups for the most part. And we'll talk about that more in a later lesson. Okay, so I know I've gone ahead and added it to the ones that I use the most often. And I'm just going to pause the video and finish loading my other groups in here. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added it to all of my relevant group boards. And the first thing I'm going to tell you is that exactly what you don't want to do. So when you go down here to the bottom, you don't just want to add to queue now. As you can see, I added it to several different groups and boards. And if I were to hit add now, it's basically going to spam the boards. With that pin, and believe me, that is not in line with best practices. So what you're going to do is click on use interval, and what I like to do is click on optimized and then set my interval at 1 day. So that what that means is that the pin is going to start September 8th, which is today, at 6:40 p.m. and then it's going to take my pin and pin it to each one of these boards 1 day at a time. Okay, so we've gone ahead and picked the 1 day. So you'll go ahead and click on set interval. And then the next thing that you'll want to do, I typically will add mine to Twitter as well. So I'm going to check that off. And then I'm also going to click add to tribes. And now I'm going to select all of my relevant tribes. Okay, so I've gone ahead and added it to all of my relevant tribes. You're going to see that there's a little exclamation mark here, and it says that I've already added the content to the tribe 2 times using a different image. However, most of the groups that I'm in will allow you to post the same content as long as you're using a new creative. Just make sure that you check the rules for your particular group board or tribe so that you're not going against their rules. And then, as you can see, I've added it to 69 tribes. So just try and do the math on that, how many eyes your pin has the possibility of reaching. So I'm going to go ahead and add that to my tribes. And then click Schedule Now. And all of my pins have been scheduled out for me, and it was as quick as that. There's another area where you can find popular content to pin. Once you've posted your own pins, scheduled your own pins, you will be presented with suggested pins from Pinterest themselves to pin to your boards. Another option for scheduling your pins with Tailwind is to go over to your left-hand menu and click on Publisher, and then go and click on drafts. I'm actually in the drafts menu right now. So what you will do is go ahead and click on create new pin. And then you have the option to upload your image, pin from Instagram, or use the Chrome extension, which will allow you to schedule content from the web directly to Tailwind. And if you go ahead and click on scheduled up at the top or on the left-hand side, it is now loading with all of my scheduled pins. My queue is actually fairly empty right now because I had let it run dry because I was doing some manual pinning testing, which we will also talk about in a later lesson. So I hope you guys have found this helpful. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to go ahead and ask. I hope you all have a great day and stay tuned for the next lesson.